What's up everyone, this is Tristan from alttab.me, and today I'm going to show you what I think is the only SmallRig accessory that you need. I've reviewed cages in the past, I've reviewed little accessories, but I think I finally found the one accessory to rule them all. And this is for the Sony system. It also comes for the Canon and the Nikon system, but obviously I have it on the Sony system. So now this SmallRig, as you can see, is doing a lot of things. We've got my shotgun microphone here. We've got my Sony monitor here, attached to an Arc Swiss mounted tripod here, but there's no Arc mount on the camera. The plate itself is actually Arc Swiss compatible. Let's take off the Sony monitor, which I just have on the hot shoe. And then let's take off the Sennheiser microphone that I have on the secondary hot shoe, which is actually a part of the L bracket for the A7R III. And let me show you how it does it. So the Arc Swiss plate just goes right there, and boom, it's in. Now if you want it to be horizontal, you just put it in there, and boom, you're in. Now, there's a couple things that I've done to this plate that are not normal. So first of all, on the bottom, if you can see, there is an Allen key that magnetically attaches. So this is cool because you can adjust this external bit here. So now you can push it in and you can pull it out. So it gives you a little more space if you're going to be putting a microphone or a monitor, and it's just the perfect amount of space. As you saw with the Sony monitor and the microphone, it fit perfectly. So when you're not using those, you can push it in, and then you can just tighten that up like this. And then you just take your little Allen key and it magnetically goes back in there. Now I do wish that there was like a little groove that held that. I feel like I'm going to lose this at some point. I think I'm gonna put some gaffer's tape over there just because, you know, if you were to knock this, I just get a feeling that it's gonna come out eventually. Now I did some interesting things with this. So I put obviously a microphone hot shoe adapter here. That doesn't come with it, but I put it on the side here, so that could be for the microphone or a monitor. And then I took this bottom piece here, which is normally meant for like a metal bones adapter ring. It's supposed to hold it securely. And I put it on the bottom because it allows me to actually put my camera down without the lens falling over, because this extends it out. So this essentially makes it so that my camera sits flat and this doesn't ever like lean over and tip. So for instance, let's see if I can balance this here. Yep, there you go. So normally what would happen is if you didn't have that, it would look like that, right? Because it's got to balance on something. So 2 points, my 2 points, one is here and one is in the back on the actual plate itself. So this is not what this is meant for, but I thought it was kind of like a little life hack so that it would sit down flat, because I really hate when my lenses touch the ground. I like it better when it sits flat like that versus that. This will get in the way a little bit of your Swiss plate. However, you can still get it in on the side, and it is enough of it to hold it without worrying about it going anywhere. This is not gonna move. You're good. It's gonna be a little off center, but that's okay. Especially when you extend this to, like, you're counterbalancing anyway, so it's like a little off center on the tripod, whatever. If you really, really need it to be center on the tripod, you just take a little Allen key there that's provided and you unscrew those. Now, not only does this thing hold your microphone and allow you to also have a monitor on it, it extends the body of the Sony camera, which I've always felt is a little bit too small and always felt a little weird on my pinky, and gives you like that perfect amount of grip right there. So that when you're holding it and you're shooting images, you're trying to get that stabilization, it definitely helps you to hold it solid. It's very easy to get to your battery. You just go in there, and there you go, you've got your battery, and you can just pop it out. And then you can just pop it back in. No issues whatsoever. Everything fits perfectly. and everything is rounded so nothing hurts, and it's got a lot of things. It's got a lot of holes, and it's got a lot of screws, so you can attach different attachments to it. So while the SmallRig, like the big rig that I showed you in the previous video, was really cool for like really big applications, this is great for on your camera all the time because it can just do so much and it's very versatile. The other one was more for a very specific use case, you know, depending on what you're filming. Now, the other thing that's really cool, you can still attach your Peak Design attachments to your camera. For me, I like to have one on the bottom and then I like to have one on the side, so it gives me that over the shoulder, easy to up and down motion, you know, because when it's on the bottom like that, when it's on the side, it's easier to grab and pull up, whereas if you have them both on the sides, it's more of a neck strap, and I'm not a neck strap kind of guy. So I did like that there was a lot of options to do that, and then it's easy to just disconnect, and there you go. But I like that there was all the options to attach these little nubbins, and you can even tuck them away so that you don't have to worry about them. They're not gonna come out. You actually probably just need you just have to pull it back out when you want it, which is easier said than done. There you go. But you can pull it back out. But you can hide it away so it doesn't get in the way when you put it down. Overall, the reason that I chose this is because A, it holds all my attachments, B, it's lightweight, C, it gives you a better ergonomic feel on your camera, and D, when you extend this plate, let's say you're doing some video on the fly, right? And you don't have your stabilizer. Look at this. You've now got more stabilization because you can actually hold on to this, and it's a very solid grip, and you have a little bit more grip to hold on to. So you can be very, you can be very creative with this. And that's what I really like about it. And it fits all your cables through this little hole easily into all the little slots, HDMI, microphone inputs, whatever you need, tethering, and it also helps to prevent those things from getting kicked out. So it kind of holds it in place. Plus it's got more connectors on the top so that you can attach one of those grips that makes it so that if you're tethered, it'll hold the tether in place. It's got them on the bottom here where you can do the same thing. It's just got enough holes and enough screw spots and enough attachment points where it is minimalistic but also really gets the job done. And as you saw when we started, we had the shotgun microphone put right up on here. And then we had my Sony monitor put right up on there. And look at that, there's enough gap because of how far this comes out. And you've just got this really nice setup. You could even put a tripod under there and heavily vlog if you wanted to. But I really like this setup. I think that this is the only SmallRig setup that you actually need for run and gun, for photography, for vlogging, for videography. The bigger ones I think are very useful, but only if you're doing like a film, or you need that heavier equipment and you need to have a million attachments to on the camera. This is lightweight, helps the ergonomics, holds all your attachments, extends, works with Peak Design, and just is a very low profile design so that your camera isn't, you're not defeating the purpose of a mirrorless camera and everything still works the way that it should. That's my impressions of the SmallRig L bracket. I wanted to show that to you guys because this is something that I use all the time now. This is on my camera 24/7, and I just thought it would be interesting to show you what a small L bracket does on a mirrorless camera like the Sony A7R III. I'll have links to everything in the description below so that you can really get an understanding of everything that I'm using. It's just 3 pieces. It's the hot shoe, it's the L bracket, and it's the lens bracket that I flipped upside down to give it more stability when you put it down on a table. Also, obviously, the Peak Design stuff and all that, but when we're talking about the SmallRig, you're literally talking about 3 little pieces. This L bracket costs about $69, maybe cheaper. This little microphone bracket costs maybe $8, and the little bracket on the bottom, the little piece on the bottom costs maybe $5. So overall, you're spending maybe $70 to get a hell of a lot more use out of your camera. And I say just get it. It's going to improve your life. It's going to improve the way that you use your camera, especially if you're doing video, especially if you have a lot of attachments, especially if you want that ergonomic feel, especially if you want a little bit more grip on your camera. So I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. If you hated the video, feel free to dislike it. I don't have one of those crazy cool outros, so I'll just see you guys in the next one.